Hey guys, it's George. Welcome to today's video. Today we're here to talk about Stray Kids' God's Menu stage outfits. This MV is chaotic, it's nutty, I absolutely love it. There's so much going on and the stage performance lives so up to the MV. So let's go ahead and just get stuck straight in. I'm super excited for this. If you're new to Fashion Expert Reviews, let me explain how it's going to work. I've got 4 stage performances here. I'm going to talk through the overall concept and then pull out my favorite looks. And then as it's a review, I'm going to rate the overall concept, overall looks out of 10, because we're talking about Stray Kids' God's Menu. It's going to be out of 10 racing cars. Our first God's Menu performance is from SBS K-pop in Kagayo on the 21st of June 2020. I feel like the concept of this performance is really inspired by that racing car garage scene. All the outfits seem to have taken some sort of inspiration from the Vetements jumpsuit that Bang Chan was wearing in the MV, which I loved. So obviously I'm so here for the outfits in this performance. There's definitely strong motor racing vibes of all of these outfits. You know, when you think of like Formula One drivers when they're in their jumpsuits have all of the sponsors' logos all over it. And that's what this vibe is giving me. Like you can see the Texaco, like Havoline logo everywhere in this. I think it's so great and so much fun. I also think the yellow and black color combo is just so strong, that bright yellow contrasting against the black. And I also love that you've got Bang Chan and then Hyujin wearing the bold like yellow pieces, and then the rest of the members have got more of like accents of yellow, but it balances it out really well. One of my favorite outfits has to be Han's. There's definitely a streetwear vibe coming through here, like that oversized shirt tucked into those combat trousers. And then I love the fact on the combat trousers we've got the strips of the black fabric to give him extra movement as he dances. It's just so effective. The silhouette of this is really cool as well, that oversized shirt with all of the patches, and then you've got that asymmetrical sleeve. I don't know if one has just been like rolled up higher or they've taken scissors to it, but I think it's really cool and it's not something you see in like day-to-day like ready-to-wear menswear. So doing this for the stage, it makes it like very special. Looking at the amount of patches on Han's outfit compared to the other members, his is slightly more low-key, but then he's got that asymmetric sleeve which is going to give an extra bit of edge to his outfit, and then he's got that band of black on that sleeve side that's shorter. I think it's just really cool and it's one of my favorites because it is slightly more low-key, but it's the silhouette that is like, ooh, love. My next favorite outfit is on Bang Chan. I love these yellow overalls, jumpsuit, boiler suit, whatever you want to call it. I'm just gonna call it overalls because it is like a motorsport theme. So the overalls just work perfectly. I think it's really nice as well that they've not worn the entire overall. They've like taken down that top part, they've tied it around his waist. We can see that he's got those big patch pockets right on the top of his thighs, so it makes it really interesting to look at when you start to pick up those small details. The overalls also have a wide leg worn over a boot, a very contemporary silhouette, especially when it comes to like streetwear and like what's trending on Instagram as well. So I think that is super clever. The color balance here is also really great. Where he's got that plain black like sleeveless top, it's letting the yellow overalls do all of the work, all of the talking, and then he's got the black boot, so it balances it out. If he had like accents of yellow or like patches that had yellow on them on that top, it would just become too much. This outfit is all about those overalls, and the way they've styled it, it is all about the overalls. I think it's fantastic. His look's then been finished off with some black gloves, the chains around the neck, and this is where I think the chain on the face works really well. In the MV, when he had the Vetements jumpsuit on, I was like, to me the chain looks like it's just been added and it's not needed, but here where the top half of his outfit is so low-key, I think it works really well. The final outfit that really stood out to me was Lino. I love this so much. I think it's so much fun. It's the one to me that is the most bold. He's got that giant Texaco like logo on the front, the Havoline like underneath, which I believe is a brand of engine oil. I just think it's really fun, really whimsical. It goes with the concept perfectly. Looking at this vest in detail, I think the shoulder panels are such a cool shape, and the fact that they've been piped in yellow, it really accentuates the shape of those shoulder panels. It makes it super interesting, and from far away you're like, cool, it's a black vest. That's obviously got the like fastenings down the middle, but up close it's like, oh, look at the details. I can't quite work out the fabric of the vest. I don't know if it's leather. I don't know if it's maybe like a coated kind of cotton. But I think what's really nice is how they've styled it. There are poppers on the vest, but they've not fastened them all up. They've just fastened the one right at the bottom and then it's been tucked into his combat trousers. So it gives this really nice open silhouette, but it's controlled. Do you know if you've ever worn something open and you've tucked it in, it's always like really annoying. Just doing up that one little popper at the end, it just gives it more control, which is what you want when you're dancing, obviously. I'm going to give the Inkigayo performance 10 racing cars. I think the color balance on stage is fantastic. The balance between the yellow and the black, all of the fun of like the sponsor logos, it just works perfectly for this like motorsport racing garage concept. Our next performance is from the KBS Song Festival on the 18th of December 2020. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. These have to be my favorite looks from this entire video. The white tailoring, the gold embellishments, each member's look is a different style of tailoring. The embellishments have been placed slightly differently. Like, I was fangirling over this so hard, like taking all of my notes. What I love looking at the tailoring as well is that it's been styled with elements of streetwear to give it more of like an edgy, contemporary, younger feel. It's not like extremely tailored tailoring, if that makes sense. It's very like contemporary tailoring, and each member's fit of tailoring is completely different. So starting with Han again, Han is wearing a DB4, a double-breasted jacket with 4 buttons. The buttons are gold, tying into that embellishment, and it has a shawl lapel, which is where it's just one piece that comes swooping down in like kind of like a rounded shape. The fact it crosses over and then he's got the shawl lapel like coming round in that shape, it just really emphasizes that wrap. And then he's got it tied at the waist. I think it's slightly cropped as well. The fact it's snatching him at the waist and then he's got the white trousers on, and it just gives him this really nice like silhouette of like coming in and then long legs. Love. We can see that the embellishment on Han's jacket, the gold embellishment is right on the chest and then on the bottom of the sleeves. It just gives this really nice symmetrical feel, even though it's wrapping. It's just honestly perfection. And then what's really nice about the belt as well is literally just a piece of white fabric. It's going to give him great movement as he dances. I always bang on about that, but it enhances the choreography. His look's been finished with white cuff trousers and then a pair of chunky white sneakers. I can't see who the trainers are by, but I think the way it's been styled is just fantastic. This is what I was talking about. It's giving it that like contemporary, like streetwear edge, which is gonna keep it very youthful and fun. My second favorite has to be IN's. You know, I love a wrap blazer, but this is giving me like wrap in a different way. Here we've got an SB3 single-breasted 3-button jacket with a notch lapel. A notch lapel is where your lapel is the same width as your collar. It's quite a bog standard shape, but then it's the fact we've got the beautiful, beautiful gold embellishment, and it looks like it's on this harness piece that's coming across the chest and fastening with a buckle. I just love the shape of it, and I love the fact that the harness piece is giving this quite simple traditional cut of tailoring a completely different vibe. It's contemporary, it's fun, it's bold. And then the fact you've got that gold embellishment that's completely asymmetrical, again, completely different to Han's symmetrical placed pieces. I'm still fangirling. It's just fucking stunning. Like, these outfits are a dream. The fact as well the embellishment comes across the harness piece, it just really highlights the way this jacket has been structured, and that harness piece as well. Obviously the gold really contrasts against that stark white fabric. It looks like IN's outfit's been finished with slim cut white trousers, and then he's got these really nice white boots on. I can't see them in detail, but they've got this really nice black sole that just contrasts against the white. Just finished so beautifully. My third favorite, I've got 4 for you in this set, has to be Bang Chan. He's got this SB2 notch lapel jacket, single-breasted 2-button, and again, that quite standard notch lapel. Again, a very traditional cut jacket. The way the embellishment has been placed just asymmetrically on the chest, and then you can see he's got this really cool belt tie detail. It's coming around his waist and then it goes up diagonally over his chest. It's just so cool, and it's literally the simplest thing. It's a belt of white fabric in the same fabric as the suit, and just tying it like that, again, snatching him at the waist, drawing your eye to the embellishment. It is so beautiful. I can't get over these looks. Bang Chan's has also been finished with slim white cat trousers, but then he's got these white military combat boots that come right up to the knee. I love this. I think the white combat boots that Bang Chan's wearing are my favorite. Like, if I was gonna put an outfit together from all of these, it would be Han's jacket and then the bottom of Bang Chan's. Dead. The fourth look that really stood out for me is Hyujin's. Beautiful. Hyujin is wearing a single-breasted 2-button jacket in SB2 in industry terms, and then we've got this really wide notch lapel. Again, there's a notch lapel I've explained, you know. But his jacket has this amazing lace sleeve detail on his right-hand side. It's really nice to see that pop of flesh coming through because it breaks up the white, it breaks up the really strong embellishment, and it just gives another element of design to the look. Yeah, dead, I'm dying. What's really nice about Hyujin's is he's got the symmetrical, oh, there's the cat. Hi, puppy. What's really nice about Hyujin's is that they've kept the embellishment symmetrical, and it's literally on both sides of his chest. There's nothing else on the arms, it's just on the chest. So you really get to focus on that wide notch lapel, and then it's snatched in, belted at his waist with a leather belt. Again, slightly different styling to everyone else who have those fabric belts. I just think it's so beautiful. And you can see on that white leather belt as well, it's got this really big like gold Western cowboy style buckle, and it just ties into the embellishment so well. And then the look's been finished with white slim cut trousers and then those white boots with the black sole. I just can't get over these looks, and what's so fantastic is that these are strong looks, very strong menswear looks, but none of these looks are like wearing the members. The members are wearing these looks, they're owning it. I'm gonna give the KBS Song Festival performance 10 racing cars. Very obvious I was gonna give them a 10. Just dream looks, the embellishment, the tailoring, the cuts. Fangirling hard. I need to watch this performance all the way through again and again and again. Our third God's Menu performance is from Sober 2020. When I first watched this, I was literally like, yes, like, come on, contemporary hanbok. Like the white, the purple, the gold edging. It's such a beautiful color palette. But looking closely at some of the members' outfits, some of them have elements of chef whites, and that ties back into the music video. I just think it's so amazing, and it's so small attention to detail that just literally elevates something. Han, Hyujin and Felix's, it's their ones to me that have like the elements of like chef whites. I just think it's such a cool concept. So I've got two favorite looks from this performance. One of them is Han. I know I've pulled out Han and everyone's so far, but just let a girl live, okay? His to me has the element of chef white. You can see that the top, it wraps over, and it's a very, very similar way a chef's white wraps over. Like the collar, and then it comes across and down. Do you know what I mean? I'll put a picture on the screen so you can see what I mean. But his, it's got that purple collar, and it wraps over and crosses like this, and it comes down. You've got the purple covered buttons. I love it. I just think it's such a cool concept. I might have it completely wrong, but that's what it makes me think of. It makes me think of those like chef looks from the music video where it's like going fucking nuts. Hannah's also got this really beautiful gold, like ornate edging on the sleeves. Like I said, like white, purple and gold. It's such a strong color palette, and it makes me think of like royalty and just like very like sophisticated things. We can then see that his shirt is tucked into his trousers and into that skirt. What's really beautiful about the skirt is how it wraps around to the side. There's that split and that double buckle detail at the top. It just has a really nice shine on camera, and it's, again, not something you're going to notice like straight off the bat, but it's just those small details. You don't need two buckles, but it just adds something more to the look. My other favorite from this performance is Felix's. Again, it has this like chef whites vibe. The collar that's coming like around like a proper chef's white collar, and then it goes across and down. I think this is the most chef's white silhouette on the top, but then it's got this military vibe about it as well. Felix has the epaulets on his shoulder that have that gold piping, the gold buttons, the gold double buttons going down the front, the gold edging around that wrap piece, and then we've got that diagonal purple stripe, and then the purple around his collar. Do you know what I mean? There's just something like military about it, kind of like a sash or like some kind of element of uniform. I just think all of the references mixed together, they're so strong. The purple fabric as well has gold running through it. To me, it kind of looks like this gold and purple marble. It's so, so beautiful. And from far away, it looks like it's glittering and glistening under the light. I was like, oh, cool, glitter. But when you get up close, you can really see that texture of the fabric. I think it's beautiful. Like I say, white, purple and gold is just such like a royal, like decadent color palette. So the color purple has been associated with wealth, power, royalty for like a very, very long time. And I've just Googled why, just out of curiosity. And basically it's because initially, way back in the day, the cost of the dye to dye something purple was like ridiculously expensive. And that is why it's associated with wealth, royalty and power. Fact of the day, bitch. I'm gonna give the Sober 2020 performance 9 racing cars. I think the concept is incredibly smart, but it was only Han and Felix's looks that stood out for me. The other ones, still great, but only 2 looks stood out, so I'm not at liberty to give it a 10. Our final God's Menu performance is from the 2020 Asia Artist Awards. They also performed Backdoor, but we're just gonna talk about the God's Menu. Stray Kids are serving us up contemporary hanbok, but the fabrics, ooh. You can see it as the doors open here and Stray Kids are revealed. The glittery black fabrics on the top, some of them look like they have this ornate design. There's like black velvets, metallic golds, and then the leather trousers under the skirts that have that double split, and the boots. Just the textures are beautiful and they all work so well under the lights. La have. I think what's really nice here that each member has a different amount of black and gold on their outfit, so it makes them a bit more unique compared to the ones that we just saw. And then that some of them also have that flash of white and it just really breaks up that gold and gives it something else. My first favorite look has to be Bang Chan. He's got this cropped collarless jacket with the really strong structured shoulder, and you can see it's got all the buttons down the front, the buttons on the cuff. It's giving me a strong military vibe. There's also a YSL brooch on here, so I'm like, did YSL make these looks? I think it's really nice styling to have the jacket tucked into the skirt because it really lets that skirt do a lot of the talking in this part of the performance. When they transition into Backdoor, they take off the skirts and you can see the jacket's like not tucked into their trousers. It's just the way the skirt's been layered over the top, but I think it has a really nice look and it gives the outfits in Backdoor a slightly different silhouette. Bang Chan has some really nice gold chains around his neck and around his wrist. Again, they're quite delicate, but you can still pull them out and it ties in with that beautiful like ornate gold fabric. It's also nice to see they're switching it up and he's not got the chain on his face. Like this look, the chain on the face would just be too much. It doesn't need it, but it worked really well in that first performance. My next favorite has to be Hyunjin's. I love the fact he's got that flash of white in his outfit and you can see it's this like collarless kind of robe style top that wraps over and then it's that white thick edging. It just really breaks up the black. And then over the top, he's got this collarless black jacket. Again, very structured and it's got all of those beautiful studs along the edging. Again, tying the gold into that gold ornate skirt fabric. And then his look's been finished with this really nice, thick, wide red and black belt up at the waist. The red works really well here, but there's no other elements of red, but it doesn't stand out like so massively that you're like, what is it? It just works. My final favorite outfit has to be Felix's. This really structured, beautiful black jacket. The fabric looks like black velvet. That's got all of this beautiful like glitteriness to it. It looks so beautiful under the stage lights. The jacket also has this really structured collar, like the collar stand that stands up and then it's like a reverse notch lapel, if you see what I mean, the way it like cuts in like that. And then you can see it's got that beautiful gold like rope detailing around the edge, the gold buttons. Again, it like screams military at me. You can see he's also got that YSL brooch. Felix's look's been styled with this like white silky shirt underneath. Very simple, but like I've said, it really contrasts against that black and the gold. Again, another great color palette. It just works really well. That like sheeny silky texture under that like glittery velvet. It's just two great textures together. Again, tucked into his skirt, it works really well. The leather trousers, just the textures in these looks, love. I also love how they've styled his hair with like the braids going back on the one side. It's kind of giving me like a low-key mullet vibe, but it looks great. It's really cute. It's really cute. I'm gonna give the 2020 Asia Artist Award 10 racing cars. The beautiful color palette, the beautiful textures. I love the fact they've got the leather trousers poking out of that double split in the skirt. It really breaks up that gold fabric beautifully. And like the flashes of white in some of the members' looks, again, it breaks it up. It gives them more of a unique look. The stage looks for God's Menu have been absolutely beautiful, fantastic color palettes. All of them have had fantastic color palettes, very strong color palettes, very contrasting color palettes, great textures. The embellished looks. My favorite looks are definitely from the KBS Song Festival. Like I said, the white tailoring, the different cuts, the gold embellishments, just I'm fangirling too hard right now. Let me know in the comments what your favorite stage looks from today's video has been, but what you should do next is check out my BTS Dynamite stage outfits review. I'll leave a little card up here in the top screen for you, but thank you so much for watching, and a massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed. You are amazing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.